Hello and welcome to the Elida Fieldhouse, and the Division 7 District Tournament rolls on tonight, Putnam County League style. Miller City and Ottoville in our first session of the night. The top two seeds in the district will do battle tonight for the right to play in the district championship later in the week. Hi everybody, Garrett Mansfield next to Darren Evergall, and you're inside our Dale's Concrete pregame show called Dale's Concrete and Decorative Stamping in Lipstick for all of your commercial and residential concrete needs. Well, Dar, setting up a big matchup between two familiar foes. What are going to be a couple of key takeaways for each side to get the job done this evening?
Well, I think if we look at Miller City, one of the things Miller City has to do is shoot a lot better than they did in the first time they played this team. You know, they were 1 for 19 from three-point range. They lost 38-30. You know, so they're going to have to really shoot well, and you know they're going to get the second opportunities. They got to put some pressure on Ottoville too. You know, Ottoville comes out here, and if you look at this Ottoville team, they're playing without Landon Horseman, and you know, Landon Horseman, a double-double guy all the way around. You know, first team. You know, when it comes to the all PCL team, you know, so they're going to have to make a lot of adjustments on this Ottoville team to kind of spread out his scoring. You know, they were able to do it in their last game. They're going to have to do it again. But rebounding is going to be a real key for Ottoville. They've got to crash the boards. They got to keep Miller City off of them. They got to box out. They got to keep Miller City from getting second opportunities. There's no doubt about it. And this Miller City team, if they're on and they can hit their shots, they're going to make a long night for Ottoville. So it's going to be an interesting matchup between these two. Like I said, it was 38-30 the first time around, but that was with Ottoville with a full scale, you know, squad. They don't have that tonight, so we'll have to see what happens.
Absolutely, as this one shifts inside the big stage of the field house. We'll take the timeout, come back, give you the starting lineups, and tip-off time is soon here between Ottoville and Miller City District semifinal boys basketball here on WOSN. Back at the Atlanta Fieldhouse, where our scoreboard here this evening is Ultimate Outdoor. Bring resort-style living to your backyard every day in a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Starting lineups being read aloud here at Elida. Let's meet the Miller City and Ottoville starting five. Jesse Lammers, a 6-foot senior. For the Wildcats, Brendan Barlagi, a first-teamer in the Putnam County League. He's their leading scorer at 17 points a game. Sophomore Alex Ruck, Jude Otto, a 6'5 senior, and Will Otto, a 6'1 senior, rounding out the starting five. Second team honors for Jude Otto and Will and Ruck were honorable mention Putnam County League this year under head coach Ross Kaufman. For Ottoville, the Big Green, led by Keith Utendorf in his 8th year. Junior Ashton Miller, 13 points a game for Miller. He's a second-team All-PCL player. Garrett Trentman, a 5'11 senior. Alex Lease, a 5'11 senior. Brandon Calvilage, a 6'2 senior. And sophomore Nick Cortana in the starting lineup, in for the injured Landon Hortzman, a first-teamer in the Putnam County League who will be missing our action tonight. And the Ottoville Big Green coming in at 16-7. They were tied for second in the Putnam County League. Miller City, though, comes in with the 1 seed in the district because they were 17-6, 3-4 in conference play. That just shows how tough the league was this year. You have a 17-win team, number 1 in the district, but they were
3-4.
Yep, they were mid-pack of the conference.
Yeah, this is. I'll tell you what. Every year in and year out, Putnam County League is it's always been known for a very physical league as it is. You know, and you can tell by some of the scores that you see of the games and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of banging around and hard-fought basketball in Putnam County. And yeah, like I said, you got a team that's got 17 wins, and yet they only get 3 wins in their league, which tells you a whole lot about how that league is played.
Absolutely right. And in fact, their last 3 conference games, yeah, they were in good shape until those last 3 games. Fort Jennings, Kalida, and Columbus Grove. Just not a kind finish to the year due to the schedule, but they're going to get a quick basket. Jesse Lammers pours in the first bucket of the night, and the 58-point-a-game Miller City Wildcats are on the board early.
Yeah, Ottoville's going to have to shut that down real quick because he made that awful easy going to the basket to get that 2 points.
Here's Lees from the perimeter. Got to the free throw line. Good movement through the paint. And here's Miller. Miller's going to have to be the go-to hand, and he knocks down his first bucket of the night. Evens the score at 2-2.
Yeah, Miller averaging, just like you said, about 13 points a game. Very good outside shooter, and he's going to have to hit a lot of those.
In the tournament opener for Ottoville, it was a 50-47 win over Leipzig. And there's our first whistle. They're going right to the youngster Nick Cortana in the post. And Brendan Barlagi, Putnam County League first-team player. Quick trip to the line. He posts 17 a game, and he's going to get the clock stopped here with a chance to shoot a couple of Lee's free throws.
He's also a 63% free throw shooter as well.
First one rolls in. It's Ottoville and Miller City getting settled into this one. Next one up and off iron and rebounded by Lees. 3-2 ball game in favor of Miller City on that ultimate scoreboard. Miller rolls off a screen, pulls up from 18, off iron, and boarded by Barlagi. He's their top rebounder at 7 per night.
Miller City wasting no time to get him down the court and into the middle.
Jude Otto, his first bucket. It's 5-2.
Otto at 12 points a game. He's a 6'5" senior underneath there, and that's going to be a tough guard for Ottoville.
They're on the perimeter now. You know, you look down as Will Otto causes some disruption, and there's a jump ball. It's going to stay Ottoville basketball, but the tenacity is showing up early for the Wildcats.
Well, Miller City's getting out there. I mean, they're getting out there and guarding those guards as quick as they can, and they're putting a lot of pressure on them.
Trentman put his head down for a moment. Gonna keep it on the outside. It's stolen away by Jude Otto. Otto has the ball knocked away. Will stay with the Wildcats underneath their hoop.
Well, Gary, you can see Miller City's game plan in this one. I mean, it was 38-30 first time around when these two teams played. They're not going to have a 30-point game this time around.
Yeah, they can score the basketball, almost 60 points tonight. Turnaround jumper from the baseline for Will Otto is short. Brandon Cavillage with the rebound. You know, you look at this team from the tournament game against Leipzig. Not only did they have to play the same team 2 times in a row from the season finale into the postseason facing Leipzig. That is a hard feat to do in its own right.
No, it is.
Here's an inside good feed for Miller. He misses the shot, but ahead of the line. But with that, they had to figure out and navigate how do we play without the heart and soul of our team? Because you might look at the score sheet and look at Landon Hortzman as a 13 points a game, 11 rebounds a night. But, I mean, he is the hub around the offense.
Absolutely. He's the leader out there. And, it's tough for a team. You go through the whole season with a guy like that, and then all of a sudden you hit the tournament trail and you don't have it.
But this guy right here, Ashton Miller, a junior, he stepped up, led the team with 20 points in that win over Leipzig. Misses the second free throw as well as the first, so we stay at 5-2. But Miller, a 20-point night, had 3 other players scored 9 points, and Nick Cortana gobbled up 9 rebounds to put together a team effort to advance to the district. Missed 3-point try for the Wildcats, rebounded by Cavillage, who stepped up greatly as well. He had 8 rebounds in that win.
So Ottoville's doing what they need to do. They need to make sure that Miller City only gets 1 shot down there, and they're pretty much controlling the boards right now and taking away that second opportunity.
And there's a foul out on the perimeter. It's going to be ruled against Jude Otto. His first, team's second.
And I'll tell you what, Garrett, this place is packed. I mean, on both sides. You can tell these two teams know each other, and these two communities know each other really well.
New into the game, Henry Rump, putting up 5 points tonight for Miller City off the bench. Miller couldn't hit the first. Cavillage almost had the putback. Cortana secures it, but he had it tied up. So it's going to turn it over to Miller City. And the Wildcats have to navigate through a full court pressure. Now Ottoville turning on that press. 3 in transition. Will Otto doesn't get that to fall through the cup. And it's going to go and stay with Miller City after the missed rebound.
Good job by Miller City to break that press, though, and find an open guy out there. He just didn't hit the shot.
Now the Wildcats setting up again. Barlagi trying to bowl his way to the bucket, and it's going to go through the cylinder. Galvillage on the run out for Ottoville. He goes to the rack, gets the bucket and the foul.
Nice job of that young man just to find the back of the backboard.
Brendan Barlagi picks up his first foul, team's third of the opening quarter. New entry for the Ottoville Big Green, Joe Lease into the game. And now Calvillage at the line, 55% free throw shooter on the regular season. Lines up this one, and the Lee's free throw is good. We're tied at 5, almost halfway through the opening quarter.
Yeah, surprisingly, a lot of action we've seen so far, but we've only had 10 points between the two teams.
And it looked like Will Otto might have picked up the basketball and carried it. It's going to be the call of turnover on the Wildcats.
Officially, that'd be the Miller City's first turnover. Ottoville also has one.
So 5-5 with Miller at the controls for the Big Green. Penetrates, trying to get Lees in the right spot. Now Lees
nice
to the basket, but he had it blocked from behind by Henry Rump. I don't think the Wildcats were prepared to see him go to the rack like that.
Now he took that one little step and got around his defender. Some really tight defense on both sides.
Yes, it is. Now Alex Ruck getting the offense back in motion. Kick into the corner. And a nice give and go. Henry Rump finishes. Cats by 2.
Henry Rump averaging just under 5 points a game, gets his first 2.
Miller dumps, Lease fires away, and the three-pointer is short. Miller City on the attack. Loose ball stolen by Alex Lease. He kicks it out. Alex with a three-pointer, buries it. And the Ottoville Big Green have their first lead of the night. Paulding, Putnam Electric three-point play, and that did bring some energy to the Ottoville side of the gym.
Just a great play all the way around by Ottoville. Nice opening, finding the guy out there, got the ball down quickly and found him standing out there, and he's able to pop it over the defender.
To the basket for Ruck. That falls off the top. Loose ball still being fought over. So it's going to stay Miller City ball.
Miller City continues to work it on the inside, wants to get that inside shot as much as they can.
Braden Neese, senior for Miller City, checks in for the first time. Will Otto, nice little teardropper, is pure, and it's a 9-8 lead for the Wildcats again.
That's Will Otto's first basket of the night.
Miller right back to the well, but comes up empty. Up ahead in transition, nice long pass. They can't finish it, but Barlagi sticks with the play and scores it in traffic. Barlagi.
Barlagi, 17 points a game, 7 rebounds a game. He's the big clog in this Miller City offense.
Miller has his shot blocked. Cortana trying to get it. Now J.J. Hurston on the weak side picks up the board. And he gets a really big bucket right there for the Big Green. And a loose ball. Henry Rump mishandled it. Ottoville basketball.
Miller City's third turnover of the day. Big number 21 out there for Ottoville. J.J. Hurston's really going to have a good game because they need that 6'5" big body under there.
Jesse Lammers back in the game for Miller City. Also, Andrew Wise just checked in. He's their three-point specialist off the bench. Fire away on the three-pointer from the corner by Garrett Trentman. And Neese with the rebound for Miller City. Now Lammers inside Barlagi, beating and banging. Draws an Ottoville foul. That'll be the second against the Big Green.
Tell you what, Gary, you got to be impressed with the way Miller City's able to get that pass on the inside like that. I mean, there's good vision by their yards on the outside just to find the guys underneath there.
First free throw up and good for Barlagi. First to 2 Lee's famous recipe chicken free throws.
This will be his 147th free throw attempt.
That's a lot of chicken fingers.
Yes, it is.
And he makes both. He's got 5 points on the night. And Miller City with a 3-point lead. Trentman in the corner. Dumps down to Calvillage. Back out, Alex Lees fires away. Bang! We're tied again. Back-to-back threes for Alex Lees.
A 34% three-point shooter. That's his 116th three-point shot.
Even Steven here near the end of the first. And a tie-up. Ottoville basketball. And the Otto's back in the game for Miller City. Nick Cortana back in the contest for Ottoville.
Either team taking a lot of time on their offensive sets. Ottoville a little bit more than Miller City. Miller City's getting it down there quickly, trying to get that open shot right off the bat. Ottoville content to throw it around to 2 or 3 passes before they find their open guy.
Here Miller. Lee's left alone, and he hits his third. 3 threes, Alex Lees. Ottoville out in front for just the second time in this opening quarter.
That's 42 three-pointers now for Alex Lees this season.
He had 3 big ones in the tournament game against Leipzig. First quarter of action already has some there. Will Otto from the other corner. No good for Miller City, but Jude with the offensive rebound misses the stick back. Rebound still being fought for inside. I think they're going to get Brandon Calvillage beating and banging a little too much. 3 seconds to go in this first quarter. A little bit of time here for Miller City to inbound it and do something with it. Neese throws it in for Andrew Wise. Wise lines it up, fires away, off iron. That's exactly where they wanted the basketball. And we come to the close of the first. Ottoville 16-13 over the Miller City Wildcats. Second quarter coming your way next on WOSN. Back at Elida, where premier sponsor for Ottoville tonight is the Ottoville Bank. The Ottoville Big Green, sponsored by the Ottoville Bank. We're large enough to serve and small enough to know you. Our free throws tonight brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, located in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all of your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where homestyle happens here. First quarter in the books at the field house, and Ottoville with a 16-13 lead. That ultimate scoreboard, first quarter of play. 3 triples. Alex Lees through that first quarter of action. That's been the big jolt for Ottoville offensively, Dar, that both teams were a little slow to get out of the gate. Those big threes really energized the Big Green.
Oh, they certainly did, and they really needed it from that young man. They got 4 players now in the scoring column for Ottoville, but those 3-pointers by Alex Lees is really what's carrying him right at the moment.
So Braden Neese shooting a couple of free throws for the Wildcats. 65% shooter at the line, knocks down his first. Ottoville is there. Neese hits the second.
Miller City now 5 for 6 at the foul line.
It's a good way to keep things going, even with the clock stop. Calvillage misses an open layup. Now Miller City on the attack.
If you're Ottoville, you can't have too many of those. You need every point you can get against this Miller City team.
Will Otto kicks to Braden East, falling back, three-pointer, good. 5 points from Braden East to start the second period. Miller City back on top.
Miller City's first three-pointer of the night.
There's Lees again.
Oh my goodness.
Give it to him again. Short-lived lead for the Miller City Wildcats. Alex Lees on fire. Four three-pointers.
Ottoville 4 for 7 from three-point range. They really need that.
Here's Alex Ruck. Kicks Braden East trying to answer. No. Calvillage outskies Jude Otto for the rebound. Tracked down by Trentman. Calvillage finds Trentman fading. Lees again. Off iron.
You could hear a collective holding their breath over on the Ottoville time because he was wide open for that one. Maybe he needs a hand in his face.
Alex Ruck kicks to Barloggy. He's backing his way down. Fadeaway jumper off iron, but the shooter's touch.
That was a pretty shot there.
Well, that's been one thing to make up for the absence of Landon Hortzman, is to play a little bit on the perimeter, open things up down below with the presence of Barloggy, and he's kind of continued to play his game. There's a foul on the other side. Braden East picks up his first for the Wildcats.
Both teams expended a lot of energy here in this first half already. You wonder how that's going to play out when it gets to the second half, but it's really a battle underneath the boards. You know it's a physical league as it is, and you're certainly seeing that tonight between these two.
Neither team has used any of their 5 timeouts. So they're just kind of letting the game flow. It's a tight contest. They want to keep that energy bottled up. Second free throw for Garrett Trentman, no good. He's still scoreless. He's struggled at the line tonight. And where Miller City has been strong, Ottoville leaving some points out there. Open look on the way for Henry Rump, but an offensive rebound. Miller City with a check-in chance try, and a great find. Rump to Barloggy. And the senior Barloggy with 9 points here early on.
Yeah, 17 points a game. He's got 9. But you're right, Ottoville needs all those points at the foul line. They're just 1 for 5 so far.
Trentman short on the 10-footer from the baseline. Barloggy in transition, out of control. They're going to just give him a turnover. So we're still at 22-19. Joe Lees into the game for now for Ottoville. Jesse Lammers back in for Miller City.
J.J. Hurston back in there for Ottoville, and they need his body underneath there, that's for sure.
Here's Miller in traffic, gets tied up, gets free, and he double dribble. I think he thought the ball got dislodged.
Now, if there's one thing that Ottoville's got to clean up a lot of, they average about 14 turnovers a game. They've only got 2 so far unofficially that I've got them down for, but that's at least 3 or 4 times that we've seen them get tied up on the basketball.
Miller City in their half court, being a little patient here. Another nice skip. Rump pulls up, and Henry Rump, just a pure looking shot from the baseline. This is the biggest lead of the game right now for Miller City.
And Rump now with 4 points.
Almost stolen away, but Ottoville there to keep things going. Alex Lee's been the hot hand early for the Big Green. Goes over to Joe.
Ottoville needs a basket on this possession. They can't let this get out of hand.
And there it is. They go to Ashton Miller, and he fights for that one. He's got just 4, but they've been hard-earned. Rolling along to 24-21. Good movement on that right side of the floor for Miller City.
This is one of Miller City's longest sets on a half-court offense that they've had.
Lammers high post. Now Alex Ruck goes down the lane, makes his way out. A little over halfway through this second quarter. And with that, Miller City going to burn a Metzger Financial Services timeout. With 3:31 to go in the second quarter, we'll step aside also here at WOSN. Back out of our timeout, where they are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future at 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. And our three-pointers tonight are brought to you by Paulding Putnam Electric Cooperative, celebrating 90 years of service to our members. 3 and some change to go before halftime. Miller City working with a 1-possession lead, looking to make it 2. There it is. Alex Ruck, first bucket of the night.
That was not an easy shot either. He had a lot of contested.
5-point lead matches the largest Miller City advantage of the night. Garrett Trenton with a bounce to Ashton Miller. Lets it fly from atop the arc. Brandon Barlagi skies for the rebound. Push ahead for Jude Otto, who they got back in the game. And in and out. Looked like an easy bucket for the big fella, but that basket just hiccuped the basketball out, and it's going to go the other way.
See John Derryberry officiating down there. His last game of a 45-year career for John Derryberry.
Working alongside A.J. Kramer and Steve Oren tonight. Veteran crew. Called a good game to this point as well, as you would expect. You get to this point, you see a lot of familiar faces officiating games, and you see why really quickly.
Yeah. Particularly with the intensity of these games, when you get to this point, you've got to keep them under control. You want to let the players play, but you also got to keep it under control as well.
Jude Otto just picked up his second foul for Miller City. Nice backdoor look, looking for Trentman, but it goes off his fingertips. Well defended on that backdoor cut. 2:22 to go in the second quarter. Miller City going to add to their largest lead of the night. Ottoville fueled by 4 big threes by Alex Lees. Here's a look for Henry Rupp, and he knocks it down. And there's a timeout taken for Ottoville as they talk this one over, in the Wildcat crowd getting juiced up. 2:02 left in the second quarter. Back after this, another Metzger Financial Services timeout. WOSN. Back in the second quarter, where there's 2:02 to go for halftime. Ottoville looking for a big answer here. Big three-pointer from Miller City's Henry Rump. Nearly turned over, and the Wildcats pry it away.
Turnovers beginning to mount a little bit for Ottoville. Miller City done a great job since Alex Lees has those 4 3-pointers of getting out there on him and keeping him away from getting that open 3.
Here's another one for Rump. Good! Oh, Henry. It's a double-digit lead now for the Wildcats.
Henry came in hitting just 26% of the threes, but he's going to make up for it tonight.
So far in this game, 7 Paulding Putnam Electric three-pointers from both teams combined.
Not any bigger than those last 2, though, by Henry Rupp, I'll tell you.
Yep, gargantuan. Took this thing from a 5-point game to 11 in the blink of an eye. And the Cavillage. Cavillage goes to dribble against Barlagi, and he already put his dribble on the floor and called for a double dribble. Coach Utendorf didn't like it, as things start to just compound right now for the Big Green.
Yeah, that's 3 quick turnovers by Ottoville right out of the chute like that. And They can't afford to give the ball back over to Miller City that much.
So Alex Ruck gets a lane to drive, misses. Calvillage snags the rebound. And Alex Lee's turn and shoot. And hit the extension. He was hot in that first quarter, starting the second. Missed his last 2 tries, but they haven't given much room to shoot.
No, they didn't. And Will Otto's been on him most of this time here in the second quarter, and there's a big body on him and just keeping him away from that open shot.
Steal by Ashton Miller. Final 30 seconds of the period. Miller, an open lane to the basket, gets fouled. But we'll see how this turns out. He's got a couple of Lee's free throws. Ottoville struggled at the line today as a team.
A foul on Jesse Lammers. That's his first foul.
Miller sends it up and good. He's up to 5 points on the evening.
Ottoville now 2 for 5 at the foul line.
They get 3 of 6, so back to 50%. And the game within single digits. Barloggy finds Alex Ruck. He gets to the hole. Jude Otto comes up empty on the attempt. Now Ottoville can play for the last shot of the quarter. Calvillage from the top. Bounce to Miller with 5 seconds to shoot. Miller
do something.
to the free throw line. Off balance and off the back of the iron. A whale of a second quarter for the Miller City Wildcats. They outscore Ottoville 19-7 and take a 9-point lead into halftime. By the Fieldhouse, district semifinal basketball returns to WSN after this. Welcome back to the Elida Fieldhouse. Halftime rolls on. Miller City and Ottoville in our halftime adjustment. Sponsored tonight is Dale's Concrete. Give them a call in Lipsick for all of your commercial and residential concrete needs. Garrett Mansfield and Dar Nevergall with you here tonight. And Dar, we had a very close competitive first quarter. The second quarter, Miller City started to pull away. But what are those halftime adjustments for Ottoville to close the gap, and for Miller City maybe to correct a couple of things that are gone awry in that first half?
Well, I think first of all for Miller City, I think they made their adjustments in the second quarter. They got out there on Alex Lease. They took away the three-point shot from them. They started to guard the perimeter a lot stronger than they did in the first quarter. Most of the halftime adjustments going to have to be on Ottoville's side because, you know, they came out strong when rebounding. They were holding Miller City down to 1 shot, and that was it. That's not happening anymore. Right now, they're being out-rebounded 20-11. And so they got to get back on the rebounding part of it, and they got to get their shooters open again. You know, they're driving to the middle. They're starting to pile up their turnovers. Now, they only have 5 turnovers, but 3 of those came bam, bam, bam. And that opened up the door for Miller City to get those points and knock down a couple of threes of their own. So for Ottoville, they got to get back to their game plan that they had in the first quarter, and that was really get aggressive on the boards and get your outside shooters open again and take away, you know, the opportunities for Miller City. And that's something they're going to really have to do here in this third quarter if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely. The rebounding numbers for the first half is there's an opening possession turnover. Miller City out-rebounded Ottoville 20-11 in the first half. Show you how it's going. Jesse Lammers, as he did in the first half, goes right to the rack. It's at 34-23. Leading scorers in that first half is Ashton Miller with a catch-and-shoot three-pointer. That's a big make for the Big Green. He now has 9. Alex Lees led Ottoville in the first half with 12 points, 10 points from Henry Rump off the bench, the top scorer for Miller City. Brendan Barlog, he also had 9. to lead the Wildcats starting five.
And that's the other thing for Miller City. They got 38 shots there in that first half. That's a lot of shots.
Lob inside, Barlaghi to Otto. And ball knocked away. Good, strong play by Garrett Trentman. Tipped ahead for Miller. He's not able to convert. Now Miller City looking to keep this. Get back to a double-figure lead on this possession. Lommer's open, corner three. Back iron, no good.
That's one of those long rebounds that, Ottoville picks up there. But again, Miller City shooters are getting open. They just weren't able to knock that one down, but you've got to get out there on them.
Garrett Trentman gets all the way to the basket, but Jude Otto disrupts that shot. Thrown ahead to Will Otto. And Ottoville forces a turnover. Brandon Calvilage. Garrett Trentman, three-pointer, knocks it down. That's a big shot for the senior. His first points of the night, and Ottoville back to within 5.
Yeah, that's his 58th attempt at the three-point shot. He's hit 30% of them. They're going to need every one of those.
Lommers, no good there. Nick Cortana skies up for the rebound. Ottoville with some juice to start the quarter.
Yeah, a perfect opportunity for them to cut into that lead, whether it's a two-pointer or a three-pointer, but they needed it on this possession here.
Miller, Trentman again, and it's another Pauling Putnam Electric three-point play. Ottoville with a huge run to start the second half. Make that a 9-0 run. Timeout, Miller City will take it two. Be back at the field house after this on WOSN. Back in Elida, where our three-point sponsor tonight is Pauling Putnam Electric Cooperative, celebrating 90 years of service to our members.
They're getting their money's worth right now. Ottoville was 4 for 9 from three-point range. They're now 7 for 12 with that 3 for 3 here in the second half.
Some big-time shots. Garrett Trentman coming alive in this third quarter. It's kind of been a different face for the Big Green as Alex Ruck missed the shot on one end. Here comes Ottoville with a chance to tie or take the lead.
A timeout was called by Miller City just to make an adjustment, not to let Trentman know if they're wide open on the outside. He was for those shots that he got down.
Now there's a couple of different players stepping up for the Big Green today, making the shots from outside. Ashton Miller down to Calvilage. Loose ball, and Miller City takes it away.
Yeah, he tried to force that one on the inside.
Will Otto dumps it inside for Brandon Barlaghi. Turnaround jumper rattles its way in. Brendan into double figures now.
His first basket of the second half, 11 points for the night now.
That'll cease the 9-0 run for Ottoville. But still, a 9-4 start to the third quarter, and Garrett Trentman again, this time got his head down, went to the hole.
And we talked about without Landon Horseman out there that somebody's going to have to really step up. In the first half, it was Alex Lease with 4 three-pointers. In the second half, now it looks like Garrett Trentman.
Threw that one right to Brandon Calvilage. And turned back over.
Nice block shot there by Miller City.
Jumper, Barlaghi, no.
Ottoville getting strong on the boards again. That's what they needed to do here to stay in this game.
3, Alex Lees, his 5th of the night. Ottoville back on top. Big time shots from Trentman and Lees.
Yeah, they're finding it out in the wings, and they're getting wide open out there and getting those easy shots.
Now Will Otto draws a foul. 2:49 to go in the third. To the Lee's free throw line he goes.
Just 9 for 14 coming into this game. 64% free throw shooter. Just doesn't have that many opportunities.
First is up and good.
Says, I don't need that many opportunities. I just need to put it in.
Next one up and good for Will Otto. Give him 5 on the evening. We've got 4 on the night, should say. Lineup changes.
Back on top.
Lineup changes everywhere. Joe Lease, Matthew Hortzman. Among those in for Ottoville. Will Otto knocks down all 3 Lee's free throws. Miller City back on top 39-37. And looked like it was going to be a turnover, but a whistle called. It's going to be Jude Otto with his 3rd. Excuse me, make it Will Otto his 1st.
Yeah, that's a break for Miller City.
Miller. And he's trying to get away from Braden Neese, and he's going to pick up his 2nd thing.
Miller City first on number 20, Brian Neese, his 2nd, team 2nd.
Miller with that quick first step to get around his defender and draws the foul on that one.
Good spin Miller, but off on the pull-up jumper. Long rebound picked up by the Wildcats. Here they come with the lead. Henry Rump kicks around and back. It finds Will Otto. Otto drives, off-balance shot, didn't have a good angle, almost made it. And that's going to be last touch by Miller City. Ottoville ball with 2 to go.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. I don't think he realized how far underneath the basket he really was.
So here's Miller.
For Ottoville to take the lead back again.
Miller. Joe Lease, 3, way too long. And Miller steals the outlet pass, misses the shot. Looks like we're going to have a jump ball. It's going to stay, no, it's going to be Miller City ball. Coach Utendorf getting fired up. He's trying to bring this game back in rain. He's trying to get the contact called. It's starting to get to that point where it's teetering. And a quick foul called against Ashton Miller. That'll be his 2nd foul.
Well, we talked about that in the first half. You want to let the players play, but you also have to keep this under control. Yeah. And as physical as this is going to get, which we know it is, and as intensity-wise as this is going to get, you really got to rein them in.
Here's Jude Otto with a strong take, and he makes it.
That's his 2nd basket of the night, 4 points in the night.
4-point lead now for the Wildcats. Ashton Miller with a spin at the free throw line, off iron, and a foul with the rebound. I think they're going to get Will Otto, and now looks like some of these calls are starting to go Ottoville's way. Is whatever coach said must have worked. Must have made his point. So the foul that time ruled. I think they got Will Otto for his 2nd foul.
Oh, tough shot.
Yeah, that just falls off the top. Wildcats being patient here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. We're going to get Alex Lease with a foul away, kind of away from the basket. It'll be his second. That's the kind of the 52-second mark of the quarter.
It's been a fast third quarter.
Even with some timeouts rolled in there as well. Here's Otto in the paint. No. Calvillage gobbles up the board. 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Ashton Miller surveys the court for Ottoville. Maybe the Big Green will play for one, or are they going to go 2 for 1 here? Let's see. Joe Lease steps back. Nick Cortana from the corner.
I thought he was going to pop it right there. He had an opening.
Clock continues to roll. Calvillage falling down, cross court to Joe Lease. Long three, offensive rebound to Miller, and he got his arm held down, and that's what the whistle's going to be about against Alex Ruck. 7 seconds.
Now this game's everything that we thought it would be.
Absolutely.
A battle all the way through.
Well, they've outscored their last matchup in the first 3 quarters already. 38-30 was the meeting back in mid-January. Miller fouled going up with 1.4 seconds left in the quarter. Miller City trying to get this into a one-possession game. Barlagi picks up his second foul for Miller City. And Miller working with 9 points to the Lee's free throw line. The lefty fires it away. Off iron.
A rare miss for him. He's 71% free throw shooter.
Here's Ty Hortzman, freshman in the game for the Big Green. 1.4 on the clock. Miller's second free throw, in and out again. And the Big Green have been plagued at the free throw line tonight. Down by 4 at the end of 3. Take the timeout and return. Fourth quarter action from Elida coming your way next on WOSN. Start of our fourth quarter, where today's premier sponsor for the Ottoville Big Green is Ottoville Bank. Large enough to serve and small enough to know you. Our three-point sponsor, or make that our free throw sponsor tonight as well, is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Lima, Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all of your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken. Homestyle happens here. Final 8 minutes on the board here in a dandy of a district semifinal in Division 7. Ottoville and Miller City doing battle. Long three, Alex Lease is short. He's made 5 triples tonight. Garrett Trentman came alive in that third quarter with 8 points.
Right now the difference has been at the free throw line.
Offensive board off the Cortana miss. Miller step back 3, no. And look at this, Ottoville getting offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Cortana turnaround jumper, no, and Jude Otto finally gobbles up the defensive rebound to give Miller City the ball back up 4.
Right now, Ottoville 3 for 8 at the free throw line. Miller City 8 for 9.
And that's huge in a close game like this. Jude Otto goes up strong, and Brandon Calvillage caught with the body. Trip to the Lee's free throw line for Jude Otto. 4 points tonight for the senior.
Another opportunity for Miller City at the foul line.
First free throw up and good. Miller City has led for a good chunk of this basketball game. Went back and forth during that second quarter. Ottoville led after 1, 16-13. Second free throw for Otto misses everything, and the ball blown dead. 42-37 lead for the Wildcats. And I've been waiting to mention this, but it has been several years since Miller City has defeated Ottoville. The Big Green has had such a strong run in years of late. Brandon Cavillage makes the big bucket and gets the foul. They'll go to the Lee's free throw line. But the last 8 meetings between these two schools have all gone to Ottoville. 2017, the last Miller City win in the series.
That's pretty amazing, though.
It's a big stage to break that streak tonight if it can get done. But Brandon Cavillage at the line, shooting in one. He misses. But Ottoville back to within 1 possession.
Puts Ottoville at 3 for 9 now at the foul line.
Braden Neese with the basketball. Well Otto to Brandon Barlagi. And Neese, loose ball, fights for it, dishes it off to Jude Otto, and he makes it with his back to the basket. They get the foul as well. Well of a shot for Jude Otto. 7-point night for the senior. He's been all over the boards.
That was just pure muscle right there. He just took that one right back up there and banked it in.
And good. He gets the Lee's free throw. And Miller City with a big spurt to start the quarter. And a timeout called on the floor. We'll take it as well. 6:22 left in the basketball game. You're watching high school hoops tournament style tonight from Elida on WOSN. Back in Atlanta, where tonight's scoreboard is brought to you by Ultimate Outdoor. Resort-style living into your backyard every day. A luxury outdoor space, but Ultimate Outdoor. Our timeouts thanks to Metzger Financial Services. Helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. A little over 6 minutes left into this basketball game. A 6-point lead for Miller City. Ottoville basketball out of their timeouts. And it's been a great battle from the tap tonight.
It certainly has. Ottoville's really played their hearts out tonight. You know, and we talked about them missing their big guy underneath, and, you know, and they still have been able to fight and keep this game within reach.
Alluding to Landon Hortzman, senior, missing action for a second straight tournament game. Foul on the floor called against Braden Neese. And Ottoville looking to cut into Miller City's lead. Garrett Trentman. Now Cortana, cut off by Otto. Cavillage pulls the trigger. Too strong.
He had the open look. It's just a little bit too hard for him.
Here's Ruck. Open lane, off of contact, and Alex Ruck, the sophomore, gets a couple of big points for Miller City.
That's just his second basket, but boy, it couldn't come at a better time for Miller City.
And Brandon Cavillage, bothered by contact. He'll head to the free throw line.
He's got to knock these down, though. This has been a problem for Ottoville all night long at that foul line. They just have not been able to convert. He needs to put a couple of them in there.
Fourth foul just picked up by Jude Otto. Jesse Lammers will come get him. 5:32, and now decision time for head coach Ross Kaufman for how long he lets his senior post sit. But also, he's leaning on that offense to make that decision pretty easy for him. Free throw for Cavillage. He's going to come up empty on both Lee's free throws.
0 for 5 now for Ottoville here in the second half.
And everyone adding more pressure than the last, and just a lost ball by Neese coming off the corner. Just north of 5 minutes to go in the basketball game.
Miller City has not taken the pedal off the metal, so far. I mean, they really have been fighting hard and really going after them.
Winner of this game will get either Kalida or Fort Jennings. It's an all Putnam County League District semifinals. Miller, fadeaway jumper, good. He's in the double figures with 11. It's a big shot for Ottoville. They needed a bucket badly.
They're still within striking distance, just down 6 points.
And we're going to get a turnover on Miller City, Ottoville ball. And there goes Otto. He's going back in. With Miller City on defense.
Yeah, they need his big presence in the middle. They can't have him sitting on the bench too long.
Not having him down there leaves Barlagi as one of the big post presence, and with that, Miller was able to get down there pretty easily the last time down the floor. Just quickly tapped out. Stay with Ottoville here.
Still 4.5 minutes left to go in this game, but this is a big possession for Ottoville if they can cut into this lead right here. They're going to take their time, find that good shot.
Cavillage draws the foul. Clock stopped, and now this is where you got to kick those free throws in gear.
You got to get your free throws in. This is when you got to take advantage of it. And they have just not been able to.
Barlagi is now with 3 fouls for Miller City, and Cavillage misses again.
That's 4 misses in a row for that young man.
But these are the kind of things that will get under the skin of coaches.
Absolutely. They were just 3 for 7 in the first half, and now they've missed every one of them here in the second half.
Halfway down as well.
0 for 7 here in the second half, just 3 for 7 in the first half.
Miller City trying to get through this full court pressure of Ottoville. Trying to speed Miller City up. Get through the timeline. Now Alex Rump. Will Otto from the top. He drifts towards that right side. Rump comes to get the catch. And Rump, they did. Nice give and go. He led the team in scoring in the first half. He's grabs 2 more, now has a team-high dozen.
That's a pretty play, though.
Wildcats by 9, but we're going to get a late foul called as Miller lost the ball, and they're going to put him at the line. Ottoville in the double bonus. Barlagi now with 4 fouls, so 2 of the difference makers for the Wildcats in deep foul trouble. However, Ottoville hasn't been able to knock down the shots to make them hurt.
I say this is not a bad strategy. I know it wasn't intentional by Miller City to put fouling, but right now it's a good positive play for him. It's not that they're missing the shots, the foul shots very much, but they're hitting off the right or left side. There
he is. It's good. And Miller City, Ottoville wants to talk it over. We'll do as well. And now their Metzger Financial Services timeout on the floor. Be back with more on WOSN. Back at the Elida Fieldhouse, where today's premier sponsor for the Ottoville Big Green is the Ottoville Bank. Large enough to serve and small enough to know you. Halfway through the fourth quarter, and then some. Ottoville sticking around despite this tough free throw shooting in this second half. Miller City has not been able to quite put them away. But a fast, physical game from the get-go. Their foul called against Ottoville along the sideline. But that's just their 3rd, so still some to give.
4th one on Miller, though.
Indeed, that is his 4th.
Yeah, so far tonight, Ottoville's left 13 points off the board on foul shots.
One and done for Miller City. Miller gets into the post, leans in to contact, and it just can't quite finish. Big.
And they're not getting the second shots either, Garrett. So they've got to get those first shots in.
Pass goes around the horn. Three minutes to go. From the top. Rump gives it up to Will Otto. He's trying to direct traffic here.
Miller City trying to eat some time now. They haven't done that all night long, but on this particular set, they said, we've got the ball, we've got the lead, we're going to eat off some time.
Henry Rump catches. He's had a great game. 12 points for the Wildcats tonight. Just an extended set for Miller City. Just great discipline.
Great passes. They're making Ottoville run all over the court trying to catch up with them.
Al Barlagi is able to get his defender to bite and hits contact at the rim. So he'll head to the free throw line, but they were able to burn over a minute.
Ottoville personal number 5, Brandon
Cavillage, 3 fouls now for Ottoville.
Brandon Barlagi for 2.
Barlagi holding his wrist though.
Yeah, he took a shot underneath.
And the bad thing is it's a shooting hand too.
Have to find a way to adjust here. He's got 11 points tonight. Misses the first too hard. Team up 7. 3 possession game no matter how you slice it. That's a big make. Gives him 12. And it's 50-42.
You got to stay with it though. If you're Miller City, you can't let this Ottoville team get some easy baskets.
Alex Lease, no. Offensive rebound though for Miller. And he threw it away. Stolen by Will Otto. But the Big Green just not giving Miller City any room, and timeout called with 1:51 to go. We'll take the Metzger Financial Services timeout. Also, we're getting down to crunch time at the Field House on WOSN. Welcome back to the Atlanta Fieldhouse. Tonight, our three-point sponsor is Putnam Electric Cooperative, celebrating 90 years of service to our members. A bunch of those big Putnam Electric three-pointers tonight. Alex Lease with 5 of them for Ottoville. Leads all scorers with 15 at my count. Final 2 minutes of the game, Miller City up by 8. Ottoville looking to create some offense through their defense. Miller City was able to kill some clock their last time down the floor.
They're going to try to do it again, but Ottoville all over them right now.
Cavillage and Trentman were there. They're going to end up putting Alex Ruck at the free throw line. Ruck, 73% free throw shooter. Ends up being the 4th foul on Brandon Cavillage.
Yeah, this will be Alex's first trip to the foul line tonight. He's got 4 points for the game, 2 in each of the first half and the second half.
It's up in the air, no good. Now Miller City not able to convert the free throws to try to ice this one. So it's going to be a 3-possession game either way. Ruck makes the second. He's got 5 points tonight. Miller pulls up, misses. Rebound, Cortana, and the putback is good. His first bucket of the evening.
He needed that one for sure.
See Cortana with the bucket. Still a 7-point basketball game.
Oh, nice
underneath.
Feed. Oh, my goodness.
Jude Otto, the second time he's been Houdini around the rim. Good pass from Ruck. Trutman, his third three-pointer of the half. Ottoville not going quietly. 6-point game inside of a minute to go, and another Balding Putnam electric three-pointer. Timeout Ottoville. We'll step aside too. Be back briefly. WOSN. Out of a Metzger Financial Services timeout, 54 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And Ottoville able to find just enough big shots. Keep this a two-possession game with less than a minute to go.
Well, they did a nice job moving the ball around and finding Tripman open again out there on that wing. Nobody on him, and he's been able to knock those down.
Miller City going to the free throw line. Cortana with his second, and now Will Otto at the line shooting 2 for Miller City. 41 seconds left. These are big shots for Otto.
He's 3 for 3 so far at the foul line here tonight.
He got fouled on a three-pointer during the second quarter, or make that during the third quarter. Makes his front end. That's a big make. That makes a three-possession game again. In and out. Ottoville with the miss. There goes Miller. Looking for quick points. He goes right down the chute, makes the bucket. 5-point game.
Miller made that one look real easy.
Got Miller to 14 points on the night.
Ottoville personal number 3, Garrett Brennan, is first. Brendan Barlocki, 4-2.
Now Barloggy to the free throw line. Miller picked up.
And you wonder how much that wrist of his is bothering him on this one. He was 1 for 2 his last trip to the line after he got that injury.
Makes the second though. And Barloggy with 13 tonight. Miller kicks down to Joe Lease. Gets rid of it. Miller pump fake. Fires a 3 off balance. No good. Long rebound. It's Miller City ball. They're 14.8 seconds away. They can keep the ball away from Ottoville for just a handful of seconds. They don't have to keep it the whole time. It's going to be a quick foul addressed to Barloggy. That's probably who Ottoville wants up there. Just unsure how well he's going to be able to knock down these free throws. Banged up that wrist a little bit ago.
He is 5 for 8 at the foul line. 2 for 4 since he banged up that wrist. But that one looks good.
First, yep. 14 for Barloggy. Right now that's topping the stat sheet for Miller City. And that's a big make because that makes it a 7-point game. Barloggy bends and sends. And off again. Joe Lee's quick outlet to Ashton Miller. 10 seconds to go. Miller long 3. Off the mark. Tracked down by Miller. Fires another 3. Makes the shot, but it's going to be too little, too late. And for the first time in 8 years, Miller City has knocked off Ottoville and is advancing to the district championship game against another county rival. And now determine that here momentarily, but a whale of a game won by the Miller City Wildcats.
56-52.
Your final high-scoring ball game here tonight. And Dar, this is, we kind of expected to see a close one. You expect that at this time of the tournament trail no matter what. But when you get the treat of it as well, is seeing the way that they played tonight, both teams familiar with one another. It just came down to making buckets by the time it came down to it, and the Wildcats prevailed.
Yeah, they certainly did. And a tough night at the foul line for Ottoville. That was the biggest thing right there. you know, they left like at 13, 14 points at the foul line. It just could not convert there tonight. You know, on the flip side, Miller City was able to hit their foul shots, but you know, what a tough loss for Ottoville. You know, they played their hearts out tonight. They were all over the court. They fought, you know, tooth and nail. They kept it, you know, a lot of guys hitting three-point shots for them. A lot of guys stepping up, you know, missing their big guy and Landon Horseman. These guys were able to pick it up, you know, and keep this game close throughout. It's just a great effort by both teams tonight. You can tell it was definitely a Putnam County League game.
Big time matchup for Miller City getting the win. Ashton Miller led all scorers for Ottoville with 17. And on the Wildcat side for Miller City, Brendan Barlagi led the way with 14. And getting through the contest tonight, Miller City shooting 45%. Ottoville finished at 36% for the evening, but the big number was 4 of 16 at the free throw line for the Big Green, coming up 4 points short of this one against their county rival Miller City. Their season ends at 16-8. Miller City is now 18-6. Moving on to the district championship as they take aim at their first district title since 2010.
Yeah, and again, they're going to have to play another Putnam County team in either Fort Jennings or Collida to get that, you know, so, you know, big night for Miller City. They were 15 for 22 at the foul line. That's the tail of the tape right there, you know. And they were able to kind of combat the three-point shots by Ottoville with some of their own three-point shots. But when it came down to the stretch run in the second half is when they really put down a lot of free throws, and that's what made the difference for them, you know.
Yep.
Great job by both teams. Just a very entertaining game, very hard-fought game. You know, gave this capacity crowd here at the Lyda Fieldhouse all the money they wanted.
Yep. Absolutely right. That'll do it for our coverage of this contest here. Miller City winning 56-52 over Ottoville. Thanks to our partners making this one possible. Dale's Concrete, Ultimate Outdoor, Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, Paulding Putnam Electric, Metzger Financial Services, and the Ottoville Bank. Thanks to everybody here at Elida, our crew, Zach Keith, Jacob O'Neill, he's Darn Everball. I'm here at Mansfield saying goodnight from the Elida Fieldhouse on WOSN.